All right, let's take you now live outside court in the Eastern Cape. Professor Sakhele Buhlungu talking to the media.
The Minister and the Presence of the National Commissioner, that we are very appreciative of the efforts and also of the professionalism of the task team. That I can vouch for. I've seen them. And I'm also very certain now that after these 5, more are going to come. More are going to come. It cannot be that these people here did not have aiders and abettors in performing all these activities. There are others. Now, there was a question earlier about some people connected to the university. Let me clarify it very clear. It's no secret. Mr. Bongani Peter, he was mentioned now. He was the fleet officer at Fort Hare. He's on suspension for corruption, but then he's been also held for this murder. In fact, for both murders. I think the police have made that point. So he worked for the university. That's very clear. And for us, it's a shame that one of our own, who gets paid by the university, who has a job, who has responsibility, not only has he been stealing, siphoning money from the fleet department, but also he has been planning the murder of some of us. That's one. The second person who was connected to the university, again very important, is Mr. Kuza. Mr. Kuza. Mr. Kuza retired from the university about 4 years ago. And as a matter of fact, I'll say this, just to kind of spice things up, he was someone that was well respected. So on the day before his retirement, I invited him to have tea in my office, just to chat. You know, an employee, respectable person. We sat and we chatted and so on. Unbeknown to me, he was brought back by Mr. Peter. About a month later, he was brought back. And he carried on. While Mr. Roots was killed, he was already back. And we trusted him so much that he was the only person privileged to drive the Chancellor of the university back and forth, airport, hotel, to graduation. That's how we trusted him. But on the day Mr. Roots died, he played sick. He didn't come to work. And unbeknown to us, but now we know, that he was busy planning the murder of Mr. Roots. And that's the second person. The other person, Mr. Mulawa, is connected in a different way. A former student of the university, runs a motor repair shop behind the university. What was happening then, he was getting business from Mr. Peter. He was getting business from Mr. Peter. And therefore, anything, when there were blockages, that's when you got things like this. And I think it's very, very, very important to understand, and I've made this point also, that the modus operandi of the people who kill at Fort Hare is twofold. On the one hand, they shoot. On the other hand, they do smears. They do a smear campaign. We've walked through years and years of smears. And interestingly, in December, one of the smear campaigns, letters, had Mr. Vessele's name in it. And so we are here now. We're very pleased with this. I said to the minister, we want to see something. And I said jokingly this morning to the minister, Minister, we're very happy, but whatever it is that you're giving to us, we want seconds. We'll come back for seconds. If it's the pudding that I was talking about, that's we're having this morning, and we want seconds. We're going to come back for seconds. In other words, there's a whole bunch of other people, aiders and abettors of the murder at Fort Hare. And as I said once again, we shall not rest until these people are locked up. Until these people are locked up. The justice system, this is a test for them. This is a major test for them. If they let these people off, then that will be it. It will be an indicator that we're down on a slippery slope. It's very clear. It's very clear. These people, they are involved, they planned, and so on and so forth. And so we look forward to seeing them sit behind bars for a very, very long time. And once again, thanks to the team, Minister Sakhele, Commissioner, the team that you dispatched, they are here. We're very pleased to be working with them. We value their professionalism, and we think that this is not the end, but the beginning. Thank you very much.
Can you take a Q&A?
Let's just quickly.
We're going to just do some questions now, one at a time, and we'll give the Vice-Chancellor opportunity to respond. I'm going to just start. Any questions on this side?
All right, this is just a follow-up. Ronald Masenda from ENCA. Just a follow-up to that statement you made. 3 of the 5 accused have direct links to the university. I want to start off with this question. When last did you, or were you in communication with these individuals, and did any of these individuals confess to any crime?
No. None of them, the ones who work for the university, they don't report to me. They are further down the structure. And so, last communicated, I don't know. I probably would have met some of them in the corridor and greeted, and that's all, but never a conversation. So that's how it is, really. They didn't report to me, they didn't report to the person below me, and so on and so forth. They were further down there.
Are you not, I suppose to go from Newzroom Afrika VC, are you not concerned about the other ones that have not been arrested just as yet that are also linked to the assassination of you?
Well, that's exactly the point I made earlier. People who aided and abetted, we still need the people who pulled the trigger in all cases. And once again, I don't want to venture there. There's a task team, and I have come to trust that task team for their professionalism and their persistence in getting to the truth.